All right, y'all, so let's do some reflections. Let's do a little bit of a thought process. So I know of somebody who happens to be a really, really nice person. And I don't mean he's nice for the camera. He's a YouTuber. He's actually really nice. He's polite. He's grateful. It's not an act. Believe me, I would feel it if it was off. If something was sideways, I'd feel it. He is grateful. He has manners. He has respect. He explores places and he leaves it better than it was when he got there. He brings trash bags. He will clean up an area and make it look spotless when he leaves. I mean, he's just a conscientious person. And you don't see a lot of people like that in today's day and age. A lot of people are very self-absorbed. It's all about me. They don't give other people a second thought. And it's kind of sad. Very self-absorbed. And he is so nothing like that. Well, he has all the qualities that I would love to see in a partner, but I've never had a partner that has those qualities. Never, ever, ever in life. And he has someone in his life, and don't get me wrong, they make a cute couple. But it frustrates me that she found somebody who has the qualities that I've never seen in anyone that I've ever known, other than just casual friends. And I know this is illogical, but on one hand, I think to myself, what did she do to win a guy like that? Because there's so many out here that are never going to be that, and they don't want to be that, and they don't give a shit, and this is who I am and what I am, and everybody just got to deal with it. Yeah, let me know how that works for you in the long term. But I know you don't have to do circus tricks to get a good person, but damn, I think, and this could be wrong too, but it kind of gives me the impression too that when you're in your 20s, between 20 and 35 are the ideal times to find a partner. Huge if you're fortunate enough to find someone who has conscientiousness, that's a hard word to say. Someone who is capable of love, someone whose heart is open, somebody who thinks about more than just physical pleasure. They actually go deeper in their mind with wanting to have someone special in their life, and they want to be someone special to that person. And so many people just 1000% lack that. And I think that those are the ideal years. I could be wrong, but 20 to 35 are ideal years. Now, can you meet someone after that? Sure. But the older you are, I don't want to sound pessimistic. I swear I don't. But the older people are, if they're toxic, naturally you don't want them. And as they get older, they get worse. And they stand out like a neon sign. And the people who are good people are way back in the shadows. And I have never met them. What is going on? Like, do I have to get the cereal box that has the special decoder ring in it or something? It's just bizarre that it seems impossible to find good people. And this isn't the first time that I've felt the sting of that, of seeing someone younger who finds somebody who's got a lot going on, and you think, wow, how come that's never been me? Why? You know? I've always been, well, I can't say I've always been open to that, because to preserve my sanity, I tend to block people out. A lot of people join meetup.com, which is, you meet people in your area. That's not always a great thing. I've never joined for to find a partner. That's just not, I was looking for friends, and having just casual friendship is obviously not, that don't work either. It's like trying to find good people or trying to run across, because I'm not actively looking, but I was at one point, and it was a waste of time trying to find good people to be friends with, only just friends, women friends. And it just seems like the older you get, all of that dwindles, and I don't know why. I mean, whether it be friendship or relationship, it just seems impossible. The quality of people out here is shit. I'm just going to be honest about it. It's shit. Now, people who are fucked up, they can find really good people. They can sniff them out. And they do. Women who are on the prowl looking for a man to take advantage of, baby, they can find men, all good, decent men, all up and down. There was, I think it was 2020 or 60 Minutes where this, I think it was 2020. Don't quote me, but this one broad, she maneuvered, I don't remember the number, 15 to 20 men. And all of them seem to me to be softer in their spirit. Not cocky, not arrogant, not narcissistic. She's a narcissist. She's a snake. But people who are fucked up can find good people in a crowd. But if you aren't like that, good luck. Good luck. This bitch married multiple guys, married guys when she was married to other guys before them. I mean, robbed them on their credit cards and stole their furniture. And she just did it back to back to back to back to back. And not one of those guys appeared to me to be cocky, arrogant, full of themselves. I've seen that so many times where toxic ass women can find decent men. Oh, honey, they could sniff them out. Bring it here, Mai. Bring it. Come on. Bring it. Come here, sweetheart. You're so patient. You're such a good boy. Yes, you are. So I just don't get it. I just don't freaking get it. It just feels like when you get older, if certain things haven't happened for you so far as best friends, well, I did have best friends, but obviously my bestie, my super bestie, she died, right? But we met when we were young, much younger, you know what I mean? It seems like those are the golden years when you're young. And then as you get older, you've got people hey, quit, let go. Thank you so much. Good boy. We met when we were younger, and people get older and they get more bitter, and they get more cynical, and they have ex-husbands and they have ex-wives, and they see the world as a darker place, and they don't trust anymore. And I don't know, you seem more pure if you're a good person. I have to put that caveat out there. If you're a good person, you seem more pure in your spirit when you're younger, because you haven't been crapped on yet, and you haven't been divorced and, single parent, and now you've got a lot of animosity, and I don't know. I've seen, like I said, I've seen younger people, and I'm like, what did you do to get such a decent person? And how come that's never been in the cards for me? And then I have a small amount of resentment towards the so-called parents, because it's like they get it. It's like they set up the trajectory for me to meet people just like them. And so I have a certain amount of animosity I don't want to say animosity, but I'm disgusted that I was never taught. And you know what? Let's just put it that way. I do feel that if I had loving, caring, sweet, concerned parents, that would have set up a trajectory that's way different than the shit that I've been handed. Meaning, if they're good, they set you up on a good path, and it's easier for you to meet good people. But when they set you up on a crappy path, you get an overabundance of crappy ass people. It's like they're the magnet, or they make you the magnet, and everybody who's terrible sticks to you like you're a huge magnet. And it pisses me off because I've seen, parents that actually care about their kids. They love their kids. They're concerned about their well-being, and that stings too. That stings too, because I never had that. I never had that either. Like, did I have to have a decoder ring for that too? I never did buy the cereal that ring comes in, so I've been out of luck on a lot of things. And I think about, we're going to go there because it's a weird moment in my life, very weird, where this guy, and he's not a bad looking guy, he asked me, we never even talked on the freaking phone. He asked me to marry him. I never talked to him on the phone. We never went on dates. We were in 2 different states, I believe. He was going to medical school. He wanted to be a cardiologist. Now, if I was a greedy bitch, I would have been like, hell yeah, we could get married. What are you doing Friday? But I'm not a greedy bitch, and I don't really care about your resume. That looks great on paper, but that doesn't make you a good person. And I was stunned by it because we never even talked on the phone. How do you ask someone how do you propose to somebody? You never, what the frick? So the thing about it is, I said, well, why don't we become friends and see where it goes? Again, because I'm not a greedy bitch. I don't care about your resume and what you're trying to do. I'm more concerned about how are you going to treat me? Are you going to respect me as a person? Are you going to care about me? And when I said, well, why don't we try friends first and see where it goes? And he said, I don't need friends. Okay. So I quit talking to him. And that tells me right out the gate, hey, I'm going to be all that in a bag of chips, and if you're lucky, you catch a ride. I don't need a ride from you. I don't care about your resume. I don't give a shit about the potential for the money. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't have to worry about bills being paid, but I'd be married to an asshole because you're more concerned about what you want. And if I were foolish enough to sign up for that, my life would have been hell on roller skates. Like it hasn't been since I was born. I've been through that shit my whole life. Hell on roller skates. And every once in a while I think about that. I'm like, this fool gonna ask me and gonna tell me right out the gate what you want is irrelevant. Where's the incentive to marry somebody like that? I told y'all, when they're in medical school, they are pushed to get married. I told you that. Pushed. You need to have somebody in your life. You need to have a serious relationship. Because, like I told you, the business world is more concerned about image. You could be a crappy husband, but you need to be married. Man, go ahead with that. Get the freaking flappity hell out of here. No concern for what I wanted. He gave me his whole resume. I'm not kidding. I kid you not. This is how many years. This is the school I'm going to. This is how many years I have to complete. My goal is to be a cardiologist. Am I hiring you for a professional service? Because that is the only time that would be relevant to me. Your resume, maybe I'm weird as hell, but your resume doesn't have anything to do with who the hell you are. I'm not getting married to. We didn't get married, but I'm just saying, I'm not marrying your resume. I'm marrying you if I were dumb enough to marry him. And it is dumb because nothing that I wanted was relevant, right? out the damn gate, he's telling me, your needs are irrelevant. You need to get to know me as a human being, and you need to know that I don't beat women, or that I'm not abusive, or that I'm not verbally abusive, or emotionally neglectful, which neglect is a form of abuse. Your needs are irrelevant. You need to be friends first. I ain't trying to do all that. Well, then go kick rocks, doctor. I don't give a shit about all that. That's just pomp and circumstance. That ain't got nothing to do with who you are as a person. So if you're a serial killer, your resume is going to save me? I don't think it is. Bring it here, sweetheart. Bring it. Go get it. Go get it. You know, we're sitting out here and it's dark, and I'm going to get him to get some exercise before bedtime. I don't know where it is, and I can't see in the dark, so you're going to have to get it for me. Get it. Go get it. You know, I just reflect back and I look at all the, I don't want to say time wasted, but it's a double-edged sword. It's not, all these failures are not time wasted in the sense of you walk away smarter, you walk away sharp. Even a Japanese knife will look at you and go, damn, you sharp, damn. Because you learn and you learn and you learn. And you can start, you get to the point where it's second nature to notice when someone's fucked up in the head. Babe, get the ball for mommy. But get it. Go get it and give it to me, please. You know, you can smell out toxicity. Drop it. Can you drop it for mommy? Can you drop it? Thank you so much. You know, I don't want to say, like I said, they're failures, but they're successes in the way of I didn't walk away with no diploma. Okay, so you're in this classroom called life, and you walk away smarter. If you're smart, you walk away smarter, and you learn to recognize and not overlook red flags. I'll tell you one red flag that was like so gigantic, and didn't happen to me, but it happened to this one lady. And I'm going to preface this by saying, you should never date someone who you told them no for many, many years, and then all of a sudden you said yes. Because that person is persistent as hell. That could be a sign of narcissism. It could be. It is not necessarily, but it very well could be. And if after 10 years of that person chasing you, or 20 years after that person chasing you, you finally give them a chance, they could make you pay for all those years that you told them no. Not saying that's everybody's situation, because it isn't, but for a toxic person, they're going to get you for that. You made me chase your ass for 10 years. We'll see about that. So she's known him. She was online. I don't know the video, or else I'd show it to you, but I think he pursued her for close to 10, 20 years. I'm not sure. It was a long time. And she kept saying, no, I'm not interested. Thank you anyway. And she finally said yes, and that was a mistake. She agreed to go out on a date with him, and he was an hour late. That's red flag number one. I'm not sitting in a restaurant waiting for you for an hour. You must fell and bumped your freaking head. If you're excited to go out with this person, your ass should be there with bells and whistles on, and you should be there early, because you have to consider traffic and people driving stupid and the time of day and everything else. If you're living in a place that there's a lot of traffic or whatever. So she gave him a hug. They've known each other for many years, obviously. I think they went to school together and all that. So they went to school together. Bear with me a second. Where's the button for this? Here it is, I think. Is it? No, I'm pressing on the wrong thing. Bear with me, guys. There we go. So she finally agreed to go out with him. He was an hour late, but he kept in touch with her. You know, I'm late. Whatever his reasoning was, whatever. It could have been a passive aggressive move. And when you see how he acted afterwards, you'll see that why I'm saying that. So she gets in the car, she gives him a hug. She's not evil, but she's not real happy because, like, an hour is a really long time to, be late. Anyway, she said really nicely, really politely, if you're going to be that late, we should have probably rescheduled because, my time is valuable and, I don't want to sit and wait for an hour. I just don't really want to do that. She was very polite about it. She didn't go off on him. She didn't rip into him. I can't believe you're an hour late. What's wrong with... She didn't do none of that. She was very, very, very polite. You know what the hell he did? Honey, he ended up having a rage attack. How dare you? Who do you think you are to tell me don't be late? I'm taking you back home. I don't know what your malfunction is. Blah, 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 blah. He went psycho ballistic on her. She ended up jumping out of the car while the car was moving because she was that desperate to get the fuck away from him. She is young, so you don't always have great opportunities just because you're young. She ended up with a psycho. But if somebody been chasing you for a long time, don't give them the time of day because they will make you pay for that if they're a toxic person. And making somebody wait for an hour, you done lost your mind up in here. There's so many other things this person could be doing besides sitting here twiddling their thumbs waiting on you. Now, if there was a catastrophic event, a train derailed, it's blocking the road, 25 cars in a 25-car pileup, fatalities, people laying in the road, that's different. But none of that was happening. And he didn't give a reason why he was that late. Anybody got time for all that? And then he revealed his true colors. You will see the real person of who somebody is when they get angry. What? You will see the real person of who they are when they get angry. Now, there are exceptions to the rule. There are some people that they're not ready to show you the real them, so they're going to be super nice. Oh, I understand. No, I wouldn't want my time wasted either. I get it. I totally get it. And then they get you later on down the line, preferably when you have feelings for them and it's harder for you to leave them. But if they're a bad person, you caught feelings for a ghost because that's not, that nice person you met in the beginning is not real. That nice person you met in the beginning is not real. You fell for a cartoon character, a ghost, because they're not real. All right? And that should make it easier for you to cut ties too. That should give you a big sigh of relief, It's easier for me to recover from this individual because, again, that nice person wasn't real. So yeah, I'm pretty analytical, and that's to my detriment. I think, and I don't know. I'm just processing. I mean, like I said, even as friends, it's so hard to meet authentic, genuine, reliable people. So hard. I don't know what's happening in the world where we have lost all of that. Manners, respect, authenticity, sincerity, concern for other people. Manners, thank you, I'm sorry, I appreciate it. We went so far left to the weird page. We went from let's not be physical until at least a couple of months. I want to get to know who you are, to screwing on the first date. I mean, the world has drastically changed, and I hate it. I really hate it. Remember back in the day, somebody in the family would die and everybody would bring over a casserole? I've never met people who do that. there was this individual that I knew. She's white, her husband's black, and let me tell you something. I've talked about this before, and I don't give a flying fuck what people think about it. But they're an interracial couple, and I've seen issues with interracial couples because a lot of times I'm a brown person, I'm Native American, but people assume if they're married to a black guy, because I have color to my skin, I'm going to steal her husband from her. She starts giving me the stank face and rolling her eyes at me, or I ask her how she's doing so she don't think I'm trying to pull her husband's pants down right in front of her. I don't give a shit about your husband. I'm being polite, and I'm trying to talk to you too, but because we're the same color, you assume I'm trying to screw him. What the fuck is wrong with you? He's married to you. He ain't married to me. And with that funky ass attitude that you got, he won't be married to you for very long if he's smart. Anyway, they had lost a baby, and I was working in OB at the time. And it didn't happen when I was working there. I mean, it didn't happen on any of the shifts that I was on, but it did happen. And I felt really bad. They went to my church. Yeah, the meanest people are in churches. Anyway, bring it, honey. Bring it. Whatever. You standing there looking at me all crazy. So I offered condolences. I don't know why. Bring it. I offered condolences to her, and she basically blew me completely off. Like, I don't really give a fuck about what you have to say about me losing my kid. Why don't you just... She didn't say get out of my face, but her attitude made it crystal clear. And then I felt very, very hurt by that, because there's times in your life, no matter what you tripping off, there's times in life that there's things bigger than both of us combined, and the loss of a child is such a big freaking deal, and someone's trying to reach out to you, which they don't have to do because you've been nothing but the C word, 4-letter C word, and they're trying to reach out to your raggedy ass, and that's how you treat them. That's way bigger than what's going on in your twisted head with thinking somebody wants your funky ass man. I don't want your damn man, and with your attitude, he shouldn't want you neither. I felt stupid for being there for her, and I felt like, damn, I never talk about this. I felt like this is why I don't need to reach out to people when they have some type of major life change that's really painful to them. I should just leave it alone. That's none of my business. And she thinks I'm trying to fuck her husband anyway. So I never should have reached out to her. That's their thing. They lost their kid. That ain't my kid. It's none of my business. I felt fucking stupid for being there for her, regardless of her acting like a fucktard. You know. And I just, you know, it's moments like that change who you are and makes you resist people and being there for them, because people don't, I don't know, they don't appreciate it. They just don't. And that's not the first couple that was interracial that acted stupid. The wife acted stupid, white wife, and the husband's chocolate and all that, you know. They start lying on you, and, you know, and then I told myself maybe I should never be friends with the interracial couple again, because I've been through this shit twice, you know. And it makes me just say, I just need to stay the hell away. And when you've dealt with enough idiocy and disrespect, you get to the point where you're like, I'm going to fucking isolate. I've been invited to go out, you know, on different meetups, and I avoid it. I avoid it like the plague. I'd rather be in the woods by myself. You know why? Because I know for a goddamn motherfucking fact it's going to be peaceful. No one's going to be cutting their eyes at me. No one's going to assume that I'm trying to fuck their stupid husband. I don't have to deal with pissiness, attitudes, you know, a lack of authenticity. I don't have to deal with none of that. It's guaranteed a good time. It's peaceful. It's quiet. It's educational. You know, I was recently over there by the lake, and I seen 2 freaking copperheads coming towards me, and I said, oh shit, and I managed to back up pretty quick. But even nature is ready to get you. You know. But you could deal with it a handful of times, and you just get to the point where you're like, you know what? The older I get, the more I isolate. I stay away, stay away, stay away, stay away. And it's not a matter of being antisocial. It's self-preservation is what it is, because you know how fucked up people are and how twisted their brain is. There was no indication of the whatever that's in their head. There was no proof of that even happening, but in their mind, that's exactly what was happening. Well, if I don't give you the opportunity and I stay the hell away from you, I'm good. And you could go have your pissy attitude with some damn body else, because it's not going to be me. You know? And I went to one particular meetup, and I haven't been to one in a long time since then, because I really fucking hate people. There's exceptions. There's always exceptions. Those people are exceptions to the rule. Go get it. Go get it. Because they don't act that dumb. Get it. I can't see. Get it. It's dark out here. Come on, Froggy. What is wrong with him? But, so this person, she's known of me for years. She don't know me because she never took the time to know me, because life revolves around her and her needs. The only reason she goes to meet up is to find men. That's just, and women who drink a lot, so she could drink a lot too. Anybody who drinks doesn't want to drink by themselves. They don't want to get smashed alone. Anyway, she's known me for years, known of me for years. Walk up to the table where we were sitting at the time, and this is prime example of what I'm talking about, and this is prime example why I don't fucking bother with people. I'm sitting at the table, and she was less than a foot away from me, and she didn't look at me. She didn't say shit. How you been? I haven't seen you in a while. Act like she ain't never seen me a day in her life. Give it. Give it to me. Get it. And why would you do that? Why would you do that? I know I don't have a dick swinging, so you don't have a place to ride, because that's your biggest concern next to your snooty ass, bitchy ass friends. But just because I don't have a dick swinging doesn't mean you can't say hi, how are you? Okay? Ugh. Can't stand people. I feel a better connection with animals. I'm going to tell you this story. It's going to end on a happy note. Although the guy had a cow. But anyway. I went to a circus. Well, it's kind of like a circus or something. In a town called Knobnoster. Knobnoster. It's in Missouri. It's a tiny little town. There's not much to it. It's got Whiteman Air Force Base. It's the home of the B-2 bomber, etc., etc. Anyway, so I went to Knobnoster, and I went to this little thing. I don't know if it's a fair or a circus or whatever, because I can't remember. That was a long time ago. And I'm in love with horses, and I went back there, and I was petting the horse, the white horse. He was gorgeous, and I was loving on him. And one of the guys that worked there was staring at me with his mouth hanging up. I said, "What?" He goes, "He don't like nobody." I said, "We're getting along just fine." He was shocked. He was really shocked, because that horse didn't like nobody. Well, shit, me and him got a lot in common. So we besties right out the gate. I don't know. There's people that are older and they do isolate. And I don't blame them one bit. I'm not the only person who does this. It's kind of a relief to see that other people do it too, because they're fed up. They're fucking fed up with the bullshit. They're fed up with people's pissiness. They're just done with it. And you don't want to waste the rest of your life with acid people. You want to have quality. And if you can't meet quality, you just leave them all the hell alone. It's a guaranteed good time. Anyway, I love you guys. Take care. Mwah! Talk to you later.